Here are your Court News Ohio top stories in 5 minutes. The Ohio Supreme Court is filled with images that show how the state was built.
In the 30s, industrial work was heavy physical labor.
Just like our predecessors, some recent visitors to the Thomas J. Moyer Ohio Judicial Center grab their hats and go to work. The only difference is they do it in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah, you're in a close environment with 150, 160 other people, but once you're submerged and you get focused on the job, you don't really realize the fact that you're operating underwater.
Crew members of the USS Columbus, a naval submarine based in Hawaii, got familiar with their namesake city as part of a week-long tour, which included stops at the Supreme Court, State House, and recently opened National Veterans Memorial and Museum.
Being able to reflect that, oh yeah, I've done this, I've seen this brings me back. You know, the great times I've had in the military and stuff like that, and the sacrifice a lot of people make that not others get to see always.
The well-traveled sailors have witnessed wonders around the world, but after assessing the aura around the court, these ranks gave it their highest commendation.
The Art Deco styles that you see here are pretty remarkable, especially comparing it to some places I've seen in Washington, D.C. I've been through, Arlington National Cemetery and other buildings, and this building's history is as rich as anything I've seen anywhere else in the country.
When you get the chance to talk to an Ohio Supreme Court justice, you're going to hear stories about what they do.
For me, it's a constant balance between those things.
And the cases they hear.
There was allegedly a hotel that had scabies. For the next week, we were all going like this the whole time. We were itching like crazy.
It's an openness Justice Judith French shares with visitors at the Thomas J. Moyer Ohio Judicial Center.
Just to be willing to be open to every opportunity that comes your way is, I think, just the critical thing.
And then all the way at the back, kind of hard to see, but that's Wisconsin.
Every now and then comes a tour group that also serves the public. Rarely are they as connected with the building as this herd.
We were quite surprised at just the vast references to agriculture. Literally every detail goes back to a wheat shaft or a ear of corn.
You live it and you breathe it every day, and you sometimes forget how instrumental it is and how instrumental it was, all the way back to the beginning of time.
The Ohio Cattlemen's Association's trip to the Supreme Court was in large part to take stock with how the judicial system steers the group's concerns.
There's a lot of things that are in play and very important to us, and it's really neat to sit here and look at this and see how it works.
Learning about how the state handles its stakes was an utterly enlightening exchange for the cattlemen, who also know how to amuse their guests.
We're always trying to bring folks that are from the city in and show them what we do and how we do it and why we do it, and there's a lot of them going, oh wow, I didn't realize that. And it was the same for us today.
It's one of the sweetest days of the year, whether it's due to all that sugar or sentiment.
Today is the day of love.
Sure, there's always flowers and kind words, but for 29 couples at Franklin County Municipal Court, they got a lot more this Valentine's Day.
We're gathered here today to join Lee and Caitlin in marriage, which is an honorable institution.
It's one of the days where we can walk away here very happy because we've, married two people.
For many, it was the perfect time to commemorate and celebrate their union.
You may kiss your bride. Congratulations.
We're gonna have a good memory of our Valentine Day.
She looks beautiful.
For others, they simply needed a little push.
I knew for a while. It was just trying to get him to realize it.
And I knew for a while too. It was just more me
being stubborn.
Yeah.
Then there were those who did it with their family in mind.
Their parents had gotten married a couple weeks ago in the courthouse, and now they surprised their parents getting married today.
Surprise!
To watch the smiles, the families, the hopes, the dreams. You can see it in people's eyes.
While their words and expressions told one story, there was still a lot left unsaid through their emotions.
It's like something different I've never experienced before, and of course it's going to be like the best day of my life ever.
It'll be a good day for them because they'll never forget their anniversary on Valentine's Day.
Sir, you may kiss your bride.
And that's a look at Court News Ohio's top stories. Visit courtnewsohio.gov for the latest headlines on Ohio's courts. You can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter.